welcome to the locker room. Coach Giggs here in another installment of Showcase. And guess what? I have the #1 producer in the entire country. Wait a minute, in the world, because you know we're in England now. We're all over the place.
That's right.
Number one. I got him. So I've asked Alan to be in this locker room. Alan Sedaghat, I asked him to be here, and he's going to share with all of you in the locker room how he did it. So Alan, here's what you did. You were the #1 producer out of over 5,000. You wrote over $500,000 in business net. Nobody could ever even think about that. How did you do it? And what advice would you give to the people out there on how they can have that success?
Well, I'm really glad and honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome.
And what happened was in 2011, October time, we had a conversation, and my girlfriend at the time planted the seed in my brain that I need time. It's time to do something big.
A woman will do that.
That's right.
Fire you
That's
up.
right. So, and I always admired all the #1s and record breakers, and I never believed that they can write this much business individually. I never believed that, and until I actually sat down.
I didn't either.
I actually sat down myself and tried to pretty much plan to write double as much as what I couldn't believe. And once I had the plan down, the strategy came after that, and it has to come from within. Nobody can tell you, yeah, you got to do it. You have to want it. You have to have the motivation from within. The motivation for me this last year came from within.
So wait, tell me about that within motivation. Obviously, you got a why burning inside you. Talk to us about that.
Well, I've been on the stage a couple of times during the past 8 years, and I had this fear that if I announce something and I don't do it, because I'm known for my word. If I announce it and I don't do it, it's a big failure. So my reputation was on the line. So the first thing I did is I burned the bridges behind me.
No plan B's for you.
Exactly. There's no plan B, and I made an announcement that I'm going to do it. I had a talk with Roger, and that was it. And then the rest is history. The rest is just hard work. I worked every day, 7 days a week. All throughout the 11 months that I worked.
Wow. What I'm hearing there is you're #1, $500,000, but you did things that nobody else was willing to do. So what I'm hearing from you is #1, you had a big why. You really wanted to do it. You wanted to be on stage. #2, the discipline. #3, I heard your girl. She motivated you, huh? She planted that little
She's
seed.
The best.
Now, for all of those watching out there, what would you say, any other advice that you would give to those out there on how they can enjoy this?
They should think big. Whatever they're thinking is not big enough, and once you think that thinking and dreaming alone is not going to do it, and you need to have the courage to follow that dream, and that's the best way to do it.
I hope all of you loved as much as I did having Alan in this locker room. You heard it there, folks. By the way, Alan, when they do what you've advised them to do, what kind of life will they be living? Tell them up in the camera. What are they like?
Well, the life that you're going to be living is
their very best life. I had to coach him on that one. You see, he's new to the locker room, but you got to promise me to get in here again.
Absolutely.
In fact, we want to bring you and your girl in here next time.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. Good to have you here. Good to have you.
All right, gang, you heard it.
If you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?